I really love holding this knife. This is the Schrade Extreme Survival Knife. It's a Griffin design. I believe the designer is Griffin, and he did a wonderful job with this knife, and there's a lot of reasons for that. There you can see there it says Griffin design, and it is the Schrade SCHF9 Extreme Survival Knife. This is a great buy. I got this on Amazon for $33. That included shipping. That's absolutely insane. And I did see it go down as low as $29 as Amazon, which is even more insane. If you need an inexpensive, usable, decent quality, heavy-duty type survival knife that can accomplish a lot of tasks for the money, this is another unbeatable deal. Just simply unbeatable. This is the box it came in. Cool looking box. Who cares about the box? It's just a box. But it does say, give you a little background here, and you probably can't read that, but it says sheath and box made in China, knife made in Taiwan. Okay. And the paperwork that came with it, this is paperwork from Amazon. It does say that it's 1095 high carbon steel on there. And my video camera doesn't really focus too well close up, but it does say it on there. This knife is 12 inches long from end to end. The blade itself from the end of the handle to the tip is about 6.5 inches. The cutting edge of the blade is about 6 inches. This blade is a 1/4 inch thick, and it weighs about a pound. This is one heck of a hunk of steel to hold in your hand. Look at the thickness of that knife. Full tang, of course. The tang goes all the way around the handle. You do have a lanyard hole there. The grips, or the scales, a lot of people, a lot of reviews I've watched on this knife, a lot of videos, they call the handles soft rubber. To me, they're not soft rubber. It's more of a hard rubber. It's a kraton material is what it is. And it's not soft at all. It's very thick material that they put on there. Love the shape and design of those scales and the way that makes it feel in the hand. Really a good grip, and that's what I think Brian Griffin concentrated on with this knife, is that you have multiple grips with it. The normal grip, goes right here. You can choke up on it. You can see it's got a nice thick choil area, so if you need to do close-in work, you can choke up on it, put your thumb on the backbone of the blade there, and you can do some close-in work, okay? For some whacking, chopping action, you can put your hand back, and I have small hands, but you can put your hand back before the first index finger grip, and it still fits on the knife. Mine does anyways. It gives you a little bit more chopping leverage. And I believe, see how the end or the butt of the knife there, the handle is a little bit nubby, and the purpose for that is you can even go further back and kind of grab that nub in the middle of your hand, and you still, it's not going to get away from you, but that'll even give you some more chopping leverage if you've got chopping to do. It is a good chopper. I have other knives that are a bit longer in length that I think chop a little bit better, but it's a good chopper and it will chop. Definitely not a problem. You can see it's got some thumb jimping. It's smooth thumb jimping. The scales kind of come out a little bit over that jimping. For those of you who love the jimping and have to have this fantastic jimping and have to grip it with your thumb, this isn't it. But I'm not too big on jimping. This is very comfortable jimping. I don't have a problem with losing control of that knife on there, but it is what it is. It works. You can see the shape of the thumb ramp. It does form a slight thumb ramp, which is okay. It's nice. I prefer it to be flat across. I think it's a little bit better for doing wood tasks, camp tasks, survival tasks, but that's okay. That's not too bad. That won't get in the way of batoning or anything like that. Look at the thickness on that blade. That blade is about 1/4 of an inch thick, just about all the way to the tip. It just tapers off when it gets to the tip. But that is a heavy hunk of metal. And look at that belly on there. I love the belly, love the design of the blade. And this knife is sharp all the way from the tip of the choil all the way to the tip of the blade. A nice edge on it, a nicely done edge, not an extreme angle to that edge. So, it does cut well and it does chop well. Very smoothly done. It's about a 3/4 of a flat grind there. That's not, the grind is not hollow at all. The edge of the blade is not hollow at all. It's just a big solid chunk of steel. Good heavy duty knife. Certainly will make a very nice survival tool. I don't think you're going to break that 1095 steel in half very easily. Could it break? I'm sure it could. A lot of knives will break. But you're going to have a hard time breaking this knife. The kraton scales have a nice sort of a circular, if you can see it there, sort of a circular pattern on there, circular scales. Provides excellent grip, very comfortable in the hand. I like the finger notches that they build into a knife. A lot of people complain that the scales on this knife are not perfectly smooth with the tang, and they're not. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't make it uncomfortable. I guess you could sand them down. Some people have done that. Some people complain about it, but holy cow. If you get this knife for $30, you got to be kidding me. You've got nothing to complain about. The scales are removable. It has Allen screws on it. When you remove those handles, there is nothing behind there but solid tang. There's no skeletonization. There's no holes but the threads for the Allen screws and the lanyard hole, and that's it. It is a solid piece of steel behind these scales. It just feels fantastic. It just feels like a knife that you can work with it. I have taken it out back and done some chopping and batoning with it, and it does it quite well. This is a fantastic knife. Compare this to the Bear Grylls survival knife, the fixed blade Bear Grylls survival knife. That's been about $50 to $60. It's come down a little bit now on Amazon. It's about $40. But if you can get this knife for $30, you can't compare the two. This knife has it over that Bear Grylls knife all day long. Yeah, you don't get the sharpener with this knife, and you don't get the little whistle, and you don't get the survival tips and the fire steel, but you can get those things. They're not expensive. But I think this one beats that knife for the extra blade length, the extra size, the fact that you don't have a fully enclosed tang with rubber and plastic that can break. This one has it all over that knife. And it does have a nice sheath. Let's look at the sheath real quick. Again, some people complain about the sheath, but for that price, there's nothing to complain about. It's a good nylon Cordura sheath. It does have a Velcro belt loop attachment, so you don't have to take your belt off to get it on there. It comes with a nice little pouch that goes on the front. The pouch is Velcroed. It does have a elasticized cord around it to hold some stuff in there. You could put a sharpening stone in there, some survival equipment, whatever. and it's got a nice little fastener to close it over the top. It's velcroed onto the front of the knife, and then it's strapped around the back and velcroed to the back. You can see it does have a little MOLLE system on the back there with a D-ring on the end. When it came originally, the two straps to the little pouch were under that MOLLE strap, but I put it over. I guess it doesn't matter. And you can, so this you've got a little bit of a variation here with that MOLLE system on the strap. It does come with a little leg tie on there, a little shoestring, whatever you want to call it. You can replace it with whatever you want. Also gives it versatility. You can take this pouch off because it has Velcro on there and has that MOLLE system and a couple of holes at the end. You could fasten other types of pouches and other things to this sheath, no problem. So you can get quite creative with this, I think. It does have a plastic insert. The knife handle strap has got a nice snap on there. It is Velcro adjustable. You can adjust the length of that, so that's nice, and it works really well. Yeah, it's not Kydex, but I think that's a nice little sheath. Works fine. So the Schrade Extreme Survival Knife, SCHF9, Griffin design, Brian Griffin design. A wonderful, hefty knife. Look at that thickness. Nice, thick, hefty, full tang knife. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. This is Cyclist 1222. Talk to you next time.